Good morning, children. Welcome back with a new session. So far in the 8th standard textbook, we have learned the lessons from the geography. So, today we are going to learn a lesson from the civics part. So, the lesson that we are going to discuss today is Indian election system. Indian election system. Okay, the Indian election system. So, by the name itself, you can see that we are going to discuss today about the elections, the system of election that has held in India. So, before talking about elections, what is elections? What is the process of elections? What is the need of elections? Why the problem of elections has arisen? So, to sort out all these things, what are the problems that has come so that the elections have taken place? So, all these things in detail we are going to discuss in this lesson today. Okay, firstly, before before the time of independence, that means before the time of 1947, we know that our country was ruled by the Britishers for 200 years. For 200 years. So, to come out from their grip, to come out from their problems, or to come out from the troubles that they have given us, being in our own country, when they have occupied or conquered different places of our country, to just come out from their grip. So what we have done is, our national leaders and political leaders have written a set of rules. A set of rules. That is a book where a rules for the country. That means how to look after the country, how to administrate the country. What are the rules to what are the rules that help the people who are living in the country? What are the rights of the country? What are the duties of the people? What are the rights of the people? All these things were written in a book. So that the book is known as Indian Constitution. Indian Constitution. We all know about the book known as Indian Constitution. The main of this Indian Constitution was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, isn't it? Now, so there were many changes were brought in the in the book of Constitution. Now, in the book of Constitution, there was a concept known as elections. That means a rule that is given as right to vote. Right to vote. But before all these things, why do we need elections? Why do we need elections? Now, who can vote? And why do we need elections is an important thing now. First thing, why we need elections is, we want our own government to rule us. Before independence, as we have seen, the Britishers have ruled us. Now, in the present, that means after the independence, we want our own Indian government to rule us. Now, these Indian governments, the members or the political parties has to be of Indian, and moreover, the persons who were elected should be the persons who have voted. That means the general people, the general public who are there in the country will be voting for the representatives. That means who are choosing or participating in the process of elections. That means here people who are living in the country are the people who will vote for the person who are being nominated or participating. It is the individual person's interest, individual person's decision to put a vote for a particular party or to particular person there. Now, if a proper or a good politician or a good political party is elected, then the country's development as well as betterment of the society is all in the hands of the people whom we select. If we select the person who is not eligible or who is not capable of looking after the country, now we are the people again who is going to suffer. Now, we being a person to vote, now it is our right and duty to vote a particular person. Now, the decision has to be of our own. No one's decision, or no one should tell us to vote, like you have to vote for so and so person. No one has to force us. Okay, no one has to force us to vote. Okay, so all this has to be worked in a fair and free way. Okay, in a free and fair manner. Now, so we have discussed about elections, why elections are needed. Now, so when the elections are taken place, we have firstly two types of elections. We have two types of elections in our country. Firstly, elections were taken place for once in every 5 years. Elections were conducted once in every 5 years. Now, the elections are of two types. One is direct elections and one is indirect elections. Now, these direct elections means directly we people will be going to put a vote to the person whom we are choosing, or whom we want to be the like for example, if we want the person to be an MLA, or if we want the person to be so and so political leader, so we are going personally, we are going to the place to vote him. So that is direct elections. That means people participating directly is known as direct elections. Now the other is indirect elections. Now what indirect elections is, the name you can see that people will not participate, but the choice will be of the public only. People will not participate, but they work, but the choice will be of the public's interest only. Now, for example, direct elections, we can say that the MLA elections, okay, this MP elections, sorry, MLA elections, corporate elections, okay, so all these will come under direct elections, whereas this president or vice president or MLCs are the people who are indirectly elected. So these indirectly elected people are also the people whom we have whom we choose them to stand there. Okay. Now about this people who sit in the place. Okay. About that place where they sit, we will discuss there what who are the people who sit in the parliament. Okay. That means the place where these people sit. That means the people whom we choose are known as direct elections. No. So the people whom we want to sit in the parliament are the group of people. Now, firstly, a parliament is a place where two parties will be sitting, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Yes, you have learned in your primary classes about the number of members it has. Okay, the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha. Firstly, the Lok Sabha is also known as the lower house. Okay, so Lok Sabha, the number of members in Lok Sabha is 583, whereas the members of Rajya Sabha is 250. Okay, Rajya Sabha is also known as the upper house. Now, the people in this Lok Sabha, most of the people are of direct elections only. Now, for example, whomever we have elected will be sitting in the parliament there. Now, they are the people, or they are the representatives who are representing us in behalf of, like, they are representing us. Okay, now we as being a normal citizen, we cannot go to the parliament and sit there and discuss our problems. So on behalf of us, it is the person who is going to explain or act on behalf of the normal citizens. Now, for example, being a class leader, what are the problems that is happening in the class, or what are the problems the students are facing in the class, will all be represented. That means all these complaints or suggestions or the problems will be taken by the class leader to the class teacher or the in charge of the class, isn't it? So in the same way, being a normal public or being a normal citizen, all their problems or all their issues will be taken by the person that whom we elected directly, are known as representatives. So they are the person who will act on behalf of us, who will be acting on behalf of us. Now, so here the people Lok Sabha and the people who are sitting in Rajya Sabha. So most of the people in Rajya Sabha, that means 250 members here in Rajya Sabha, in that 238 members are 238 members are in direct elections, and the rest are other people who are elected directly in the parliament there. Okay, now the election, how to carry the elections, how to take care of the elections, there should be some set of rules. How to conduct the elections, what are the rules to conduct the elections? So there is a board known as Election Commission. There is a board known as Election Commission, where the head office of Election Commission is in New Delhi. So what they had their rules is, before the year of 1988, it was said that 21 years is the age of a person to put a vote. That means there is a rule in the constitution that right to vote is a right written in the constitution. Now, before 1988, it was said that a person who attains the age of 21 is eligible to put a vote. Now, so then after the year of 1988, the constitutions were made some changes. In the book of constitution, that is 63rd amendment. Amendment means changes. That means a rule was changed there. 63rd change, it was written that No, it has to be reduced from 21 years to the 18 years of age. A person in India who is of 21, that is who is of age of 18, is eligible now to put a vote. Now he or she who has finished or who has attained the age of 18, it is their duty or responsibility to enroll their names themselves to the election commission or the board where they can enroll their names. Okay, now election commission puts some rules like how to conduct an election. Okay, where to conduct an elections, who are the parties who can participate. Okay, what is the election symbol, all these things, everything will be decided in the election commission only. There is a head of the election commission is known as election commissioner. Okay, we'll discuss about the election commissioner in the further class. Now, January 25th is a day known as Voters Day. It was decided that January 25th is known as Voters Day, whereas in the year of 2010 our constitution has completed 60 years. 60 years of constitution was completed by the year of 2010. Now January 25th was the date where we celebrate Voters Day. So children, this is so far, this part of the lesson so far we have discussed. So in the other part of the lesson we are going to discuss who are the parties. Okay, the parties, how they are participating, what is the process of participating. Okay, and who are the what are the things that has to be, like being an election commissioner, what are his duties, we'll all learn in the next part of the lesson. Okay, we'll also be learning the process of election, that means actually how the elections are conducted. We shall all learn about all these things in detail in the other part of the lesson. For any more doubts and queries, please ask us immediately. Till then, bye children, have a nice day.